Welcome back to Jack Talk. This past weekend, the Ellen Trout Zoo held its annual Earth Day celebration. Joining me in the studio to talk more about this annual celebration is Gordon Henley, the zoo director for the Ellen Trout Zoo. Gordon, thank you for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me, Daniel. Good to be here.
Good. So give us a little bit of an overview about the Ellen Trout Zoo's Earth Day celebration.
Well, Earth Day started in 1970, and it's been April 22nd, and it was Gaylord Nelson was a senator in Wisconsin. He was concerned over a oil spill in California and got the ball rolling, and it started in 1970 as a recognition and appreciation of wildlife and wild places and environment. And we try to keep that going all the time because as a zoo, we are interested in all these things, all the animals and all the planet that we share them with. And so we try to promote the wise use of our resources, and having an Earth Day celebration at the zoo is a way that we can do that.
Yeah, and I saw that, because I went to the Earth Day celebration, and there was definitely a lot of family-friendly environment. There was a lot of booths. Does it take, is that a lot of work to coordinate?
Well, there's some preparation that goes on, and our zoo educator, Whitney Heckler, did most of the work in organizing that and putting it on, and that we sat back and supported what she did, and I think she did a good job.
Yeah, I saw, one thing I definitely saw for sure was recycling. Like you were saying about the planet, I could definitely see that recycling was a big one, and I know that you guys had a recycling bin set up outside.
Right, we offered half-price admission to people who brought basically a trash can full of recyclable items and deposited them in the recycling container that we had there. The city of Lufkin brought that container out for us to use, and they actually participated in the event.
Yeah, and so how long has the city of Lufkin participated with you guys in Earth Day celebration?
Almost as long as we've had a recycling department, and the city, they work with us very well on everything that we do.
And how much did you collect this year from that recycling bin?
Well, I don't know the exact volume, but we collected a lot, and we had a lot of people take advantage of that half-price admission.
Well, that's good. And so is there a set goal that you guys have each year for that, or is it just whatever you guys?
We really try to encourage as much as we can, and we haven't established a goal for a certain amount. We want to we bring out that very large container so we can take a lot of recycles.
Yeah. And so some of the other booths I saw, there was definitely a lot of plants. The Texas Master Gardeners were there too.
Right.
What can you tell me about them?
Well, we invite everybody that we can that has a role or a concern for environment. And Master Gardeners, they promote a lot of native plant propagations, and I believe they were giving away longleaf pine seedlings to as long as they lasted.
I think I saw some of those too, the longleaf pine trees that were out. I think another thing that I saw too was this vegetable guide that I saw here too about different planting ones as well. I thought that was pretty cool because there's a whole lot of ones right here. There's lima beans, cabbage, carrots, cauliflower, different ones. So I thought that was really cool. And is it always the same booths that come back, or is it just does it switch out?
Well, we get a lot of repeats, and then there are some that come out for the first time. We're looking for people that want to share their activities with our audience and participate. So it varies sometimes.
And how many booths on average do you have each year?
Well, we have it, and that varies too. Sometimes we'll have 8 or 10, maybe 15. And we set them up all over the zoo, so people go around wherever they visit. They have an opportunity to encounter one of these booths and visit with our vendors there.
And what's the most booths that the zoo has had?
The most that we've had?
Yeah.
Probably 15 or so,
15
20
or so?
maybe.
And how many did you guys have this year?
We had 10.
10? Okay. Yeah, and another one that I saw that caught my mind was the Texas Black Bear Alliance one.
Right.
I thought that one was fascinating because I didn't know that we had black bears here in East Texas.
Well, right now they're scarce in East Texas if they're here at all. This area of Texas used to be habitat for the bear years ago, and they have become extirpated here just because of the growth and development that we have. But they are coming back into the northeastern part of Texas, and so the Black Bear Alliance is interested in making sure people are just aware of bears and being able to mitigate any bear-human conflicts that might occur and prepare things for if they do come back.
Yeah, I saw, because one thing I found out about these black bears is that they're actually not all that big. In fact, they're not much bigger than wild hogs, and it seems like that a lot of hunters could easily mistake that
Right,
for a wild hog.
and there's been a lot of bear sightings that it ended up being hogs when we went out, or the Parks and Wildlife has people that investigate bear sightings, and when they went out to look at some of that stuff, they find out it's hogs.
And like you said, it's the bear is scarce, and like it hasn't been seen in Nacogdoches County, but it did seem that like there were some sightings like all in just like other counties around East Texas.
There have been some I think there was one in southern Angelina County, and it's been isolated, and they believe that was a lone male bear that was out looking for a mate, and that it returned back into Louisiana when it didn't find one.
Do you feel optimistic that the black bear can make a return back to East Texas?
I'm hopeful. I don't really know. They haven't been here all the time that I've lived here, but it would be nice to know that they are here.
Yeah, because when people think of bears, they think of the big grizzly bears, but again, these bears aren't all that big at all.
Well, they're not. Well, they get to 200 or 300 pounds, and they're primarily vegetarians. They eat berries and things like that. They're not the carnivores that the big grizzly bears are.
Yeah, and how can people volunteer or help out for Earth Day?
We'll send out a call in February and March, and they can watch out for that, and then get a hold of Whitney Heckler, and we'll go from there.
All right. Thank you very much for talking to us about Earth Day celebration today.
You bet.
When we come back, Megan is going to join Gordon and I in the studio for a hands-on experience with one of the zoo's very own caimans. You definitely won't want to miss this.